Hey there! Just finished recording the Legacy Challenge. Pretty sweet 5-2 finish. And now I'm here today to bring you a donation deck from Arjun Bose. Arjun, thank you, a longtime supporter of the content here at the Epic Storm. So thank you once again for submitting a donation deck. And if you're interested in submitting your own donation deck, you can always go to theepicstorm.com/donation decks. There's 3 tiers for you to choose from. Pick the one that best suits you and click submit. It's an easy way of supporting us and featuring some pretty sweet decks, which is what Arjun is doing today. Arjun is bringing us URza's Breach, and I played it last night in a test league. It's powerful. I admit I stumbled pretty hard in that league because I wasn't familiar with what I was doing, and I thought Arjun's list was pretty, what's the word I'm looking here for? Well-tuned, other than one thing. Arjun had a Whir of Invention that I thought was pretty impossible to cast. Like every time I drew it, I just wished it was something else. So instead, I'm playing a Springleaf Drum. And while this seems like a weird inclusion, the way that it works with URza Saga is when your URza Saga is on the 3rd chapter, you often make another construct and then search up a 1, but then you're short mana. And Springleaf Drum is another way of, without having a legendary creature, of making mana, so you're not actually going down a land. There was a number of times in the league that I wanted it, so today we're playing Springleaf Drum. A lot of the other lists in the format that are blue-red Saga decks also run a Springleaf Drum. It just seemed like a no-brainer to me. So the idea behind this deck is this is an Underworld Breach deck with a backup plan. So Underworld Breach, the way that the deck wins with it is you have Underworld Breach, you have Grinding Station, which is this format's Brain Freeze effect. And then you have Mox Amber paired with a legendary creature. This allows you to go through your deck and add infinite blue mana if you have a blue legendary creature, or infinite red mana if you have a Ragavan. From there, you can win with Galvanic Blast or Thassa's Oracle, depending on the color of your legendary creature. There's a lot, but that's how the deck works. That's the primary combo. Alternatively, you can just Ragavan Beats or win with constructs from URza Saga or URza itself. So URza Tribal or combo deck. Those are the primary ways of winning. Yeah. So I think that's all I have to say about this deck. I'm not an expert at it, but it seemed pretty powerful. A lot of gameplay. Sai was a card that I was pretty impressed with, as well as Engineered Explosives. That was a card that throughout the league just was really great. You can't get explosives with URza Saga due to it being X. URza Saga is specifically looking for 0 or 1, not X. X is not 0. So just throwing that out there. But this is the deck list. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're interested in supporting this channel like Arjun, you can always go to theepicstorm.com/shop. You know, there's a ton of great things to get there. I'd recommend the token pack, but we also have stickers, pens, pint glasses, and much more. Make sure you check that stuff out. I'll see you in round number 1. That's what I have to say. Let's breach some fools out. Can't wait. Round 1 with URza's Breach. Let's go. We're on the play. Okay, so this hand's interesting. We're really leaning on Serum Visions to find another land. But I think it's probably okay, if I had to guess. Let's try it. We also have removal for Ragavan, if they are a Ragavan deck. Kind of nice there. So much of the format now is based on answering an early Ragavan. Alright, so we've shocked ourselves. Let's cast the Serum Visions. Alright, so we hit the land 2. Do we want land 3? I don't know. We definitely don't want the Blast. I think I'm going to bottom the 3rd land because we're likely to draw another at some point. And our hand doesn't do anything with more than 2 lands right now anyway. So I really just want to draw a red legend most likely. Let's just jam the Grinding Station. So if the Grinding Station resolves, it creates a bunch of triggers for us and stuff like that. But if they're a control deck, sneaking Grinding Station under early could help quite a bit. We can also just use Grinding Station immediately to draw 3 cards with Chromatic Sphere, which is kind of cool. Or Chromatic Star, I'm sorry. Alright, so it's likely blue-eye control. Emry. Let's play Mox Amber. So that way this Emry only costs 1 mana. Nope. It's free to play the land. Emry. Oh, we milled a breach. That's unfortunate. Okay. Star. And let's target ourselves. Draw. So we draw the top card, mill 3, and then Grinding Station on taps here. There's got to be shortcuts. Ooh, what a good draw. Did we just win? I think we might have. I think we win. Are we getting a turn 3? Okay, so let's sacrifice the Amber. And now we bring back Amber. Okay. So now we add blue. Sacrifice this. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this, so it's going to be a little bit slow for me to execute this combo. Yeah, we can exile those. That's fine. I just need to not exile the Thassa's Oracle. Always yes. Let's do that. Okay, so now let's add blue. Target ourselves once again. And we can just keep on doing this until we've decked ourselves and then bring back the Oracle. Alright, so that's a little bit faster now that I've done this. Okay. Mox Amber. Exile these again. This actually is quite easy now. So we just have to do this a bunch. Sure, let's do Breach, I guess. Could probably like bring back an URza or something to make this better. Yeah, let's bring back URza. Why not? Whoops. Legacy challenge just ended. Okay, URza's gonna make a construct. Now we can bring back Mox Amber. Add blue. We will get to Thassa's Oracle eventually. Okay. Target ourselves. Pretty cool to be showcasing a turn 3 win in our first game. It's an Emry, so we can exile that. No harm. We just have to find the Oracle. And there it is. Okay, so we need to not exile Oracle. That's our top priority at this point. Add more blue, target ourselves. Okay. Plenty of blue mana now. Let's bring back the Amber. Spring Leaf Drum getting exiled. Huge role player. The one change that I made to the deck coming up huge here. Being exiled Underworld Breach. Couldn't have happened without you. Alright, let's exile these, I suppose. Let's not click on Thassa's Oracle. So many manas. My only problem with this combo is I feel like it takes forever to execute, but that's a me problem. Okay, add blue. Target ourselves. So technically I can play Oracle here. And then we have 3 Devotion. I guess that's the word I want to use here. So Oracle should do it. No. Alright, turn 3 win in our first game with Breach. Pretty sweet. Love it. Alright, so we're assuming that our opponent's just on like blue-white board control. We want these copies of Mystical Dispute. I don't know how good Gav Blast is. It's tough to say. I don't know if a Braid's a card we want. Scythe seems decent. So we're definitely taking out Gav Blast, I think. Alright, so now we need 6 more slots. Either Spellbomb. Get out of here. Oh, Chrome Star. I know why that's in the deck now. I just realized it allows you to filter blue into red. Or red into blue. That makes so much more sense now. Wow, I'm sorry. I played this deck for an entire league last night and didn't realize that. I had a game where I thought I couldn't win because I couldn't filter colors. That is not true. Chrome Star. Sorry, just realizing this. I'm a dummy. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So we still have to find 5 cards to come out. I don't know if we need a Braid. Whoops, didn't mean to touch you. Alright, so now we need 3 slots. Maybe I don't bring in explosives. And maybe shave an Emry. Let's try this out. Like, in theory, I could board out Needle, maybe. I just don't know if that's a wise idea against likely blue-white planeswalkers. And as you could tell, I'm sort of still figuring stuff out about this list, but it seems very, very, very powerful. Yeah. That was a really cool win. Turn 3 in the first game. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm keeping this too. Can't tell me no. Keep. I'm just going to have 6 through here. Okay, Flooded Strand pass. So I'm going to fetch. I'm going to Needle here just to get it in play for the construct. They're going to fetch in response, and then we're going to name Teferi Time Raveler. Alright, Flooded Strand is happening. Fetch is happening. This does not look like a Flooded Strand. Also, this is like a city in the clouds. I don't know if a hallowed fountain is the appropriate term here. Come on, MTG artists. Alright, Teferi Time Raveler. Excuse me. So I'm not sure if we want to play Saga next turn or not. I'm going to have to think about it, and our draw could influence that decision as well. I think we do. The downside is if we need to Mystical Dispute and we lose a construct. So by waiting a turn, we get to dispute and have Saga up. It's just like sort of nice. Alright, another Flooded Strand. Clearly got punished for my name on Teferi Time Raveler. URza 3. Yikes. You know what? I'm just going to play this and pass. And then next turn I can play URza. Or I'm sorry, play URza Saga. Alternatively, if I wait till turn 4, I can cast URza and then on the turn after that make another construct, so I'm never like behind on turns, if that makes sense. But it would require our opponent tapping out on turn 4 for me to play URza. Okay, it looks like they're going to attempt to tap out here. Is this just like Bring to Light? We might as well dispute this. Get out of here. Alright, so it's going to be our turn now. Mountain. I think I'm just going to play Saga. Pass the turn. So my issue with waiting a turn and then playing URza is that we're playing into their mana, so their copies of Mystical Dispute plus removal, etc. becomes live. It's just like, I don't know if that's really where we want to be. Another land. Okay. I mean, not the greatest, but we'll make it work. What do we have here? Draw 2. Sure. They had no interest in stealing our constructs. Yep. Well, if they have another, they can still steal our construct. That hasn't changed. Triple URza is a little bit awkward. Alright, opponent, what are you doing? E for 0. They don't like constructs. That's a shame. Okay, so we only have one more fetchable land left. Oh no! Ah, oh, no! Oh, I meant to make a construct there. Ah. That's unfortunate. So I can make a construct here, or I can cast URza. That was just a mistake on my part. Like, in my mind, I even knew that I wanted to do it, and I just didn't. Let's just get a bobble so I can have a redraw. We only have one more fetchable land left in the deck, so this land is essentially blank. Really mad at myself over that. Is this them activating E? No. Sure. And to confirm, that was our last land. So now the fetch land in play does nothing. Where's a brainstorm when you need one? Alright, I'm going to cash in this bauble. Field of Ruin. So that's essentially strip mine. Could dash this and get rid of the field. Not sure what they're going to cast here. Counter target spell, sure. Does Emry resolve? And we're just going to pass. If this Emry's lucky enough to stick around, we do have Mishra's Bauble as a synergy. And now they know that we're out of non-basics, so they can strip mine us with this Field of Ruin. Okay, they're just going to pass, I guess. URza. We have 4 or 3 of them, so hopefully we can get one of these to stick. And I might use this Mishra's Bauble on myself and then crack the fetch land if I don't want the card. Give us a little bit of card quality. Okay, and our opponent's just passing. I'm going to bauble myself. Ragavan. I'm fine with keeping Rags. Draw. I'm going to try resolving URza, I think. So the reason I'm doing URza now instead of Ragavan is if they Field of Ruin me, I don't have enough mana to protect it with Mystical Dispute, which is something I'm trying to do here. What is this? A Cryptic? Attempt to Dispute. They have 3 cards in hand. Force a Negation. Okay. So we hit 2 counters with that. That could have been worse. We're just going to have 6 through the rest of this turn. Alright, so our opponent's back up to 3 now. Land. I wonder if I should try to dash the Ragavan here. Okay, it's resolved. Does it get in? I think if they gain control of it with Archmage Charm, it still comes back to our hand at the end of turn. We have another path. 5 mana. Solitude, the hard way. Yeah. We've been tooted. Serum Visions. I don't know if these are cards we want. I think I'm just going to bottom these. So, I technically could play out Scalding Turn there for the Breach. I'm not sure if it's better to like bluff having a card in hand or not. So I could E for 0, there E for 0. We don't have grinding stations, so I don't know how good this Breach actually is. Let's see if they counter this. Because this EE represents an uncounterable way for URza Saga to be a problem for them. They're probably holding Field of Ruin for URza Saga, now that I think of it. They're not really concerned with giving us lands. Or removing our lands, I should say. Alright, I'm going to blow the EE, because if URza just happens to resolve, I'd like my construct to do some damage. Let's see if URza resolves. And if it does, I can dash the Ragavan. We have another counter. Yeah, it's a lot of them. We're just going to play this out in case we're lucky enough to get Underworld Breach to resolve. And I draw a land next turn. They're down to 2 cards in hand. Okay, so we've taken 3 from Solitude. Let's see if this dash can happen. Okay, so Ragavan is in play. Attack with the Rag. The Ragavan. I think it's a little disrespectful how much Ragavan is better than Kari Zev. The Kari Zev was a fine Magic the Gathering card, but like Ragavan is just bananas. Alright, opponent's down to 1 card here. What are they going to target? Cryptic Command, apparently. Okay. So their options are they can bounce. Well, it looks like they're not going to do that. So they're like going to bounce a land or bounce Snapcaster here. They could like bounce Snapcaster, draw a card. Okay. I'm just going to hold the turn. So they could also like bounce Solitude, draw a card, but I don't think that's what they're likely to do here. Solitude's their win condition. Alright, they're thinking about something here. I think it's likely just casting the Cryptic and what they're going to target. Sure. You got it. Alright, so they're back up to 3 cards now. I just don't know how we're, like, we would need them to have duds in hand for this breach to win. Yeah, they didn't play a land right there. Alright, I'm just going to pass. Nope, don't want to do that. Bobble them. Flooded Strand. So they're drawing a land. They've played Flooded Strand. So now we're going to 5. Alright, Amber's not a great draw. Another Bobble. I just don't know if it's going to get much better for us. Resolve. 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 So if this resolves, I'm going to bring back Emry, because that can help dig for... we have an Emry in there, right? URza. I thought we had an Emry. I guess I'm just blind. There's a Sai in there. I thought there was an Emry. They had to think that long about a Dovin's Veto, huh? Alright. So we're going to pass. And I'm going to target myself with this Bobble, trying to draw into a card with real text on it. Okay, we're going to 2. Not sure what they're doing here. This could be Big Tough. Hero of Dominaria? No, just passing. Okay. Serum Visions. I don't think that's going to be good enough. I'm going to shuffle. So we have 2 copies of Underworld Breach. Another Visions. Alright. That's not going to do it. Alright, so we're going to concede and then go to game 3. We've seen a little bit more of our opponent's deck, and now we can make an educated decision on how to board for game 3. So much removal. I think I probably want Emry 4. E honestly doesn't seem very good against them. I'm going to try this out. Alright, we have 10 minutes to win. Sure. Opponent taking a mulligan to 6. Okay, so I'm going to lead on the Strand into Visions. I'm going to keep all of my basics in the deck as long as I can. Because of those path effects and Field of Ruin and everything else. So I'd rather shock myself early. Visions. Technically this is a win on turn like 4. Flooded Strand. Alright, let's see if we can resolve Grinding Station. And it resolves! No. Okay, so we're passing. Hopefully next turn our Master Thopterist resolves. That'd be sweet. What is this? I will sacrifice it to itself. You will not get exiled. Okay. So hopefully Sai resolves here. I imagine it would. Force of Negation doesn't counter creatures. Hopefully Sai does some damage. Question is if I burn the other opal. Like how much does another creature matter? Just in case they have removal, I guess 2 Thopters could theoretically kill them. I don't know. And I could sacrifice these 2 to draw a card, but I'd rather have 2 Thopters, I would think. Trying to play the long game. We did see engineered explosives out of them, so that would make our Saga and our Thopters not very good. We're also representing a kill next turn with this Underworld Breach. Really depends on what our opponent's up to. Okay, I guess we also learned last turn that our opponent didn't have Solitude, or else they probably would have Solituded the Sai in response. So they had the E for 0. Sort of a bummer. Whether or not they use it, who knows? I think we should just start off by attacking, because if they blow the EE, we can try to win. Okay. Maybe I have to have a counterspell here. Breach resolve, so it's cast Grinding Station. Do you just have nothing, opponent? Always yes. Auto yield. Well, technically I shouldn't do that because I can get an extra activation in with every Thopter. So maybe I should turn off auto yields. So now we Amber. We don't really need Ragavan. Auto yield to this. Okay. Can I still win this turn? I think the answer is no. Yeah, there's no point in doing anything else. So I'm going to pass the turn here. Sort of a bummer. And they hit land 3. So assuming that we get to use the ability on URza Saga, I'm going to get Pithy Needle and name Engineered Explosives. What is this? Using E? Where are they targeting again? Okay. Target myself, sack. Yes. We're down to 6 minutes, so we actually have to win fairly quickly. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because if I hit the needle, it would have been very difficult for me to win. Alright, so upkeep. Let's make a construct. And now the Saga fires off. Needle. Engineered. Explosives. Okay. I'm just going to cast this. If they happen to have, like, Supreme Verdict, tip your cap. I can't beat everything. I'm getting a little nervous about being down to 6 minutes as well. So if they have another prismatic ending, they can turn on the explosives. That is something I am a little bit worried about. Opponent thinking long and hard here. Okay, so prismatic ending is likely going to be the card flashback here. They could also just use path, but they're going to go for the needle. Yep. So we're going to swing out next turn. And they're probably going to block Ragavan if I had to guess. So, yeah, I think I just swing here. And now they're in a position where they have to block the construct. Or they go to 1. Okay. So they're taking 5, going to 5. I'm going to get a treasure. How sweet would it be to reveal Prismatic Ending here and hit their E? Whew. That would be beautiful. Island was the reveal. Womp. Might as well play the Emry. Alright. So now next turn we can guarantee cast another URza if we want to. We also have lethal on board. So if all they have is the EE, we can just attack with our 4 legendary creatures and get the job done. Okay. What do you have, opponent? I'm just going to F6 here. I can't do anything. Like, I can make a mana. So I'd rather save a few seconds on the clock in case this game don't come down to clocking. That's a land. So they have EE. So the question is, what can they do with the remaining 3 mana? If it's Archmage's Charm, they should, in our upkeep, steal Ragavan as a blocker. That'd be good for them. It looks like they're going to activate the E. Yep, that's a free play to do. Okay. We draw. Is this lethal? Snapcaster Path is an option here. So they could snap, Path URza, block Ragavan, take 1 down to 3. And then my attack looks pretty bad. Looks like Snapcaster, yep. I imagine they don't block the Emry, but I could be wrong. Like, it just seems way better to kill the Ragavan. Really missing the Galvanic Blast in the deck right now. I mean, I think it was right to port them out, but I'd love to be sitting on one at the moment. Opponent taking a long time here. They also have to win the game in 5 minutes. Okay, you've made a decision. I am very proud of you. Yes, I would like to grab a land. Alright, so they're going to block the Rags here, most likely. Yep. And take 1. Post-combat, we're going to jam URza. Huh. Make it 1-1. 1-1 construct time. Alright, so they're up to 2 cards. What are they? It's been a grindy match so far. Okay, so we can spin URza. Spinning URza is pretty free to do. Let's get back Mishra's Bauble. Makes a Thopter. I think it's slightly better than attacking with an Emry anyway. The downside is that if they have like a path in their hand, they'll get to live for a turn. We could be running into Solitude right now. Does Solitude have First Strike? Flash Lifelink. Not First Strike. Okay. Do you have it? Alright, so they're taking 1 here. And another path. I might have messed up. I don't know. I could have sacrificed the... what is it called? The Construct. To draw a card. But I think almost I'd rather have the Thopter in play. Brazen Borrower. That's a good draw. And that was also a good draw. Okay, so we're casting Bauble. Sorry, I was a little bit quiet there. That might have gotten cut off, me targeting the Bauble. And then another Bauble. Huh. And now let's get in there for 2, putting our opponent to 1. If they try to bounce Sai, we can just recast Sai. And, yeah. It's, like, not a great move. Like, it just doesn't accomplish a lot. I think we're going to get this one, but I could be wrong. They're just going to allow the damage in. They're going to 1. Pass. Sure, you can draw 2. I think their out here is like land Supreme Verdict. So that way they can verdict our board. I make a Saga, or I make a Construct, and then they can Brazen Borrow it, but they don't know that I'm dead. That they're dead to the Dispute in my hand. Okay, this has been a great match, despite me misplaying a little bit here and there. Stony Silence. Sure, I'm gonna target them. I'd like to draw a few cards. Celestial Colonnade. I don't know, I'll target myself. Sure, you can have a Stony Silence. Make a Construct. Boom. So many counters. Make another Construct, why not? Let's get beefy. Sure. And I'm just gonna jam. Woot woot! Look at that, we're 1-0. That was a great match. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a long one. A very, very long match. Arjun, you're getting your money's worth out of this. We're 1-0. Hopefully we can win some more. We are on the play for match number 2. Let's get it. And... not a keep. Double Grinding Station, not that good. Oracle's not a card we want in our hand. So this hand is already a mulligan to 5. But we might as well just take a mulligan. Turn 1 Rags. I like that. What is the worst card in this hand, though? Probably the Spell Bomb. Let's see how far Ragavan can get us. Quickly going to 17 life. Just once I want to run away with the game with Ragavan. Can this be the game? Okay, so we're passing, and what is our opponent on? Wooded Foothills. I guess one way of beating Ragavan, by the way, is if your deck is just full of bad cards, like Dredge. Like, I imagine Dredge doesn't actually care a whole lot about Ragavan. I'm not saying that our opponent is on Dredge, but like that would be one way of not caring about it. So that is a blocker that I can Galvanic Blast. The annoying part is it just comes back. So is trading my Galvanic Blast with this Cauldron Familiar worth it? I don't know. Well, I can needle the Cauldron Familiar. Okay, so Ragavan, Mayhem Devil. So this is just Jun food. Yeah, I think I'm gonna name Cauldron Familiar. How do you spell that? Way off. Way off. There we go. Spelling's overrated. Alright, so we did miss our second land drop. That hurt a little bit. And we were sort of priced into needling the familiar. Part of me wanted to play the Springleaf Drum there, which is definitely better than a Whir of Invention in this hand. Because once they make blockers for the Ragavan, we can just make Ragavan into a mana source. I guess this does get Oven. That is one use of URza Saga. And they make a lot of food. Yeah, I guess URza Saga makes sense in this deck. Okay, so Ragavan gonna get in there. Land. Okay. I was really hoping for a land there, so we could cast Sai this turn. Okay, so Ragavan reveals what? I'm gonna Visions. Hopefully it'll land. I think I actually want the Ember. Alright, so they can make a construct this turn if they want, assuming that they have a land. They could also just play, you know, Mayhem Devil, I believe it's called. Okay. Let's get in there. So they're going to make a construct, and then we can Gav Blast it. It's only going to be a 2/2. Yep. Get out of here. I need treasure. Ragavan's doing some work this game. I don't know if we care about food. Is it better to play Sai this turn? Or next turn I can get an extra Thopter? I think I'm just going to jam Sai now. I'm not concerned with casting Cookbook. Okay. So now the third chapter on Saga. If they want to make the construct, they have to give up their entire turn to do so. And it looks like that is going to be the decision. So they're likely to get Witch's Oven with this Saga, if I had to guess. We only have one more Blast in the deck, so I don't think it's reasonable to want to draw that to clear this construct. So I think our Ragavan from this point is likely going to be shut off. And they can always discard a card and pump this up to a 4/4, so don't forget that. So at this point, what a bad draw. Our plan is to just go wide with Sai. Wide with Sai. Okay. It doesn't matter. And let's hit a blue mana, I guess. See if I can draw into another spell, another artifact. That wasn't bad. So I could sacrifice these two creatures to draw a card. I don't think that's worth it. I think we're trying to win this game by going wide, so I'm just going to pass. These games are certainly a grind with this deck. And they have the food combo with Oval Chase Daredevil and then the Underworld Cookbook. So it's just a free food every single time. No real cost. Alright, so they're going down to 8. They've been a little mana tight this entire game, I've noticed. You have a giant construct. That is true. As of right now, they can't attack with the construct, or else we can get in with Ragavan. But they could always change with the blocker. Like a golden gilded goose. Okay, so now they could attack, but if we swing back, they'd have to block with their goose. So I'm not sure if they're going to be willing to make that trade. And apparently they are. So we'll just jump here. Yeah, why not? The Thopters aren't that meaningful to us. And that's going to shut down our Ragavan. Yikes. So, Asmo is going to take over this game at this point. Yeah. We're in trouble. We were so close to winning, I felt like, and then Asmo happened. I think we just have to pass here. Instead, we can make a construct. And they hit the land. So this is like really dangerous because now with Mayhem Devil, they can just start like clearing our creatures. Yep. So even if we drew Underworld Breach, I don't think we have what we need to win. It's like pretty free for me to block with the Thopter here because it's just going to die to Mayhem Devil, sacrificing the food anyway. So why not? So what's going to happen is Asmo, I'm going to end step make a construct. Asmo is going to kill the construct by sacrificing 2 foods, and then Mayhem Devil would shoot the Thopter and the Ragavan. I'm like pretty close to conceding this game. We're just not going to win this one. We got them low, but not low enough. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this. That was a tough one. So I think we definitely want Gav Blast 4. I'm not sure if this is actually a Ragavan matchup. They just have a lot of blockers. A Braid seems decent here. I like Sai. Explosive seems terrific. I don't know if we want Tormod's Crypt or not. It does stop like the Cookbook combo, and it stops Cauldron Familiar. I just don't know if that's really what we want to be doing. All our cheap artifacts seem fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to try boarding out the Ragavans. I just don't think that this is a Ragavan matchup. It just felt like we were on the wrong plan the entire game. Maybe like board out Visions. Let's try this out. Why not? Why not? And once again, if you want to support this content, you can go to theepicstorm.com or in our very description and check out all the social links. There's 7 channels. Make sure you join them all. I would recommend the Discord. Great Storm conversation happening there. Okay, we're on the play for game number 2. Unfortunately, this just isn't a keep. Alright, this is decent. I think we need to bottom Spellbomb. And I'm going to sit on the Needle. I don't think we need to play it on turn 1. So if our opponent plays anything we need a Needle right now, we can play it on turn 2 after the Emry. So we go Saga, Emry, or Saga, Amber, Emry, Needle. Wooded Foothills from the opponent. Okay. Honestly, Needle's been like a really good card in this deck. I could see playing a second copy in the board. Like, it's just a card that I'm always happy to see. Alright, turn 1, Gilded Goose. Sai's a good one. But we're looking to cast Emry here. And Emry Milled, Engineered Explosives. It's an interesting one. No, I'm just going to pass. I want to be able to save the Needle next turn for Sai. Okay. Our opponent has their own copy of URza Saga. That's, I mean, we can't do anything about it, so yeah, it happens. Witch's Oven. That's a card I'd be willing to Pathing Needle. Okay. Another Goose. Yeah, I mean, they're doing their thing. I don't think I'm going to make a construct this turn, but I could be wrong. Like, is making a construct really better than just, like, getting Sai on the board? Like, I think taking 1 turn off of Sai, or 1 turn off of Saga is fine. Because I don't think this game is ultimately going to come down to us attacking with constructs. Does this resolve? I mean, it's free for them to do this. It's just like a free trigger. Like, they gain 1 life, we lose 1 life. Can't believe this was a limited combo. Like, I don't know who that got by, but that is nuts. Which is... Here we go. Witch's Oven. Target them. Mayhem Devil. Might as well try to get some sweet, sweet card advantage. Alright, and I'm just going to pass the turn. After they draw for turn, we can use the bauble for more information. So there's no reason to just fire it off twice very quickly. Alright, so we draw our first card off the bauble. Another Saga, that's not a bad one. And I'm just going to be lazy and do this now so that way I can have 6. Street Wraith, sure. Okay, so what's the plan here, opponent? So they have Mayhem Devil plus 2 unknowns in hand. And on our turn, we're going to make a big construct and then search for something that costs 0 or 1. Okay, so they're just going to pass with Mayhem Devil in hand for a 3/3 construct. We're going to draw 2 cards, so that's pretty good. I'm sorry, 1 card. 1 card. So we're going to draw 1 card off bauble, 1 card for turn. Okay. URza was a great pickup. So I think that makes me want to get the Springleaf Drum. Let's tap the Mox. Actually, hold on. I need to think about this. If I get Mox Amber, I Legend Roll out the other one. I play Saga, so I have 3 mana. I tap that. I can play URza this turn if I get Mox Amber. Okay, so URza Saga. This is just a better line. The opponent really letting their clock go low over like silly triggers. Alright, so now we add mana. Bring back Amber. Cast Amber. The original Mox is coming back into play. Alright, so we keep this one now. We play URza. And then we can play another Emry. I don't know if that's something we want to do, but it's something we could do. I think realistically we should just spin URza. If we attack, we can get in for 1 in the air. I don't know if that's better than just like activating URza. I don't know. So now we activate URza for a free spin. Be something good. Come on. Another Mox? I guess it's not a Mox we're drawing. We're 1 mana short of another URza spin. I think I'm going to play the other Emry in case we mill into like something we'd rather be bringing back. Not our Springleaf Drum. Okay, now I'm just going to pass the turn. No point in attacking. Like I said, we had 3 Thopters that could have attacked this turn. We would have gotten in for 1 whole damage. It's just not worth it. And I can just F6 through this turn. They're probably going to make another construct if I had to guess. Okay, it looks like that's going to be the case here. I mean, it looks like it's tapped for mana, actually. So maybe they're not making a construct. What do I know? And they got a 2nd copy of Witch's Oven. So that means that they probably have an answer for this Pithing Needle. Incoming Abrade. What's going on here? They have 4 mana. I honestly don't know what's going on. Biforce. Wow, was not expecting that. Yeah. So we can bring back Needle on Witch's Oven. We just want to make sure that this Mayhem Devil never gets to blow us out. Okay. We'll make another, what? Nope. Undo. Oh, it's because it doesn't have the ability yet. My bad. I'm just going to do it now. I've already committed. Let's bring back Needle. And we're going to name Witch's Oven. So we still know 2 of the 3 cards in our opponent's hand. And now they get to do this loop another time. So many clicks. Honestly, our opponent should be fearing timing out if there's a game 3. Byforce, though. Maybe I should be boarding in Aether Gust, but I mean, that's only a temporary fix. Are you done? Witch's Oven. There we go. Okay. So we can get in for 4 in the air, or I can spin URza. I think 4 in the air is better. I guess we could have gone in for 3 in the air and spin URza. That probably would have been slightly better. Like, what's 1 damage? Also, last turn I realized that I probably could have sacrificed 2 artifacts to Sai and drawn a card when they'd Byforced. I'd have to go back and rewind, but I think I had 2 untapped artifacts, so I could have drawn a card. Like I said, I'm still learning this deck. And it is extremely hot. It's 95 here today, and I'm feeling it right now. There's Asmo. No food. They might be on the long-term food plan with Gilded Goose. There's the cookbook, so that makes a food every turn. Okay. So I think right now my plan is to make a construct on my turn, and then search up Spellbomb and bounce their construct, and then get in. They have 2 cards. I know one of them is Mayhem Devil. So we're going to make another big creature. Okay. Now Saga. E for 1 seems really good right now. But I can still do this. Let's get that out of here. Okay. Our opponent had enough. Okay. So, do I want to change anything? I don't think so. I'm just going to run back the same 75 we played in game 2. This seems strong to me. Not winning very quickly, though. Like, this league's going to take me like 4 hours. Jeez. It's certainly a grindy deck. Alright, game 3. I don't know how I feel about this. They've kept 7. I'm going to regret this. I think we'd like to draw an Emry. That's probably our best draw. We could turn 1 Emry with Bobble, and then turn 2 URza. Emry. Okay. Opponent's a little slow at clicking. They must have bad internet connection. Emry. Alright, so I'm supposed to Bobble myself. That way I can essentially get a scry with my fetch land. No, I'm just going to pass. Well, I'm going to Bobble, but I don't need to do it right now and give away information. Okay. Honestly, our win con might be just timing our opponent out. I mean, you might think that's like rude or whatever, but They have 6 minutes on their clock, and they're taking over a minute a turn at like basic stuff like land, cat, go. Yeah. The cookbook. I'm gonna auto yield to this. So they had 2 cookbooks. If they had a not a mayhem devil, an old chase daredevil, that would have been insane. And there's Asmo. This is actually sort of an issue. That might be fast enough to allow them to win. They get another Underworld cookbook. Yep. Okay. So we get the scry effect on Bobble now. Galvanic Blast. We're just so far away from having Metalcraft. You might think this is a mistake, but I just... What are we supposed to do with Galvanic Blast? I'd rather just get like 2 fresh cards here. And if one of them's like a grinding station, I think that's honestly better. Springleaf Drum and another Canal. Okay. And we're just going to pass the turn. Unfortunate. We have the mana to play URza on turn 4, but I don't think that's good enough anymore. Another cookbook. And URza just dies to the Asmo, so it's going to stop us even if we had the what is it called? The grinding station, we wouldn't have the win. Alright, opponent's down to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Alright. So, unfortunate thing is, next turn we can't even cast URza still. Gav Blast doesn't do it. So, we could... No, that doesn't work either. Next turn, we can play URza. I guess we could tap URza for right off of the drum. Okay. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Opponent down to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I mean, I'd prefer to win not using the clock, but I don't know if that's realistic at this point. I feel like Cauldron Familiar might honestly just kill us. Yep. Opponent down to 2 cards in hand. It's important to note for Underworld Cookbook. They're making a really big construct next turn as well. Okay, so we're at 9. We are almost dead. Dead draw with the Spirebluff Canal. Start on the Amber. Ooh, if they killed the URza right now, I don't have Metalcraft. Yep. So another thing that our opponent could do is... actually, I'm just going to pass here and hope that they try to like cookbook on the end step. Because if I try to Galvanic Blast this, they could discard the last 2 cards in their hand and keep their Asmo alive. Alright, so I'm going to have to do this now then. So how they would keep their Asmo alive is they discard both cards in their hand and then have my creature deal 6 to itself. I lose Metalcraft. Or they could just have Nature's Claim. Brutal. I think we just lost. Okay. I think they'll be able to kill us in 2 minutes now. So next turn we could play Breach. I just don't know what Breach is actually going to do. We can only Breach back 1 spell. So I think our best draw would be like an Emry, because Emry also turns on our Moxen. So I think we want to draw Emry right here. Emry. What does I do? Anything? Alright, so we can play this Mox. So they're going to kill our Sai in response. And then I can add mana. Let's add a red here. Okay. So I could play Breach. And then Galv Blast this. The problem is that I have nothing next turn if I play the Breach. I'd be in top deck mode, but can I live through another turn? I don't know. Technically, if I'm trying to live longer, next turn I could chump this. I'm dead to a removal spell. I think that this is slightly better. I think just waiting one turn and hoping to live. If they have like a Tormod script or something that could really hurt here. Yeah, I just don't know how to come back from this. Oh, they just have lethal. I'm such an idiot. They make... I could have killed Asmo. With, so now they make 2 foods. They have my Thopter deal 6 to itself. And then they swing in for 9. So this is 5, 9, and I'm dead. So I would have been able to kill just the Asmo and then chump this. So I'll draw my next card, see what we could have done, but yeah. They're going to win with like 10 seconds on their clock. A little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. They skipped their attack step? What? They just gave us the win? Am I... Okay. That was awfully nice of them. Wow. And they're not going to let us see our next card. I'll take a free win. They just missed lethal. It must be a lag issue. But we're 2-0. I'll take it. See you in round 3. Alright, round number 3. We've opened up a reasonable hand here. Let's try to play it. Have sticks, save some clicks. Forest. We're facing Titan. I have a feeling Titan's not a good matchup for us. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. I'm a little nervous now. I don't think I want either of those. Yeah. I'm just going to bobble on their upkeep. Dryad. That's a good draw. All I'm thinking right now is the Simpsons meme where it's like, I am in trouble. That is me. Yep. I think how we win this game is combo killing. I'm just not sure how we're going to go about that. I just don't think Saga is the right play here. Like, what is Saga going to do for us? Yeah, I have to imagine Amulet is just not a good matchup. Yikes. Okay, Dryad getting in. We need to be able to kill this Dryad, I think. That's a good start. Okay. Do I play Saga now? Think so? Really wish we had one more artifact. I needed to play the baubles to help dig for things that actually did stuff. Sort of unfortunate. Am I dead? I'm dead. I guess. No. Maybe if we drew like an Emry or something, we could win next turn. Or a Ragavan. We just need a legend that isn't 4 mana. How much is that? That's lethal, apparently. That's a bummer. Yep. That is lethal. Alright, so we're going to want the Aether Gusts. Probably want a Braid. It does kill Amulet. I don't think Dispute's a card we really want. Part of me wonders if this isn't a Ragavan matchup. They have big blockers. Like, Galvanic Blast wasn't amazing there, but killing Dryad does buy time. Let's try this, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. I don't love this. I think I'm just going to fire off the baubles to get ahead. So I'm going to fire them off in the upkeep, though. So this one sees what they are drawing for turn, and then the next one sees their next card. Turn 1 Sagas. That means they're going for the turn 3 Amulet. Or double Amulet. Ah, bummer. Would have loved to have had another 0 there. Yep, we just might be dead. Well, at least this will be a short one, unlike the first 2 rounds. Oh no. Turn off auto yields. I can kill her. She's not Dryad. Alright, so I know about Breeding Pool and a different Gruul. So there's one unknown in hand. Amber was a decent draw. Let's get a land out of the deck. Okay. No grinding station. If they have Titan here, we are dead. They likely do. Yep. Good games to me. Yeah, this is just insane. So now they can go get Dryad. Okay. Could have done that on the first one. I guess they're playing around me having like Aether Gust or something. That's fine. Oh, well, no, they both have haste because they have double Amulet. That makes more sense. So we're just all sorts of dead. All sorts of dead. Do they still play the double strike land? I don't know. Well, the Bajuka Bog is going to do it here. I guess if we drew Grinding Station, we could still combo. And apparently they do still play the double strike combo, so I'm just going to concede. Opponent showboating a little bit. They're more than welcome. I've never done that in my life, but now we are 2-1. We are back for the 4th match. And I want to keep this hand so badly, but I don't think I'm supposed to. We actually have no way of casting our legends. Other than that, this hand would have been amazing. Sadly, we need to ship it. Don't think we're probably supposed to keep this. It's probably not a keep, but I'm going to try this. We have 2 visions to help dig us into lands. Opponent fetches up a forest. Is this like land destruction? Please don't be land destruction when I kept a 1-lander. That would not be cool. They named red with Utopia Sprawl, so not feeling too good about that. I will be keeping these. We redrew the URza that we put on the bottom. The exact copy. It wasn't the 1st through 3rd, it was that one. Okay, so not looking good. What is it? Okay, Season Pyromancer, I'm fine with that. It's a lot of lands. Okay, I'm just going to jam Grinding Station. I suppose I could have played Certain Visions there, but I don't want to. I know that I'm drawing a land next turn. My plan next turn is also to just play Sai, probably. It could be Emry. I don't have strong opinions at the moment. Verdant Catacombs, okay. Still just green-red. What else do you have? Another Sprawl. And another Pyromancer. Discarding Fury and Bone Crusher. Okay. So this just looks like red-green mid-range right now. Okay. And I'm going to play Sai. I'm not really sure what my game plan is yet. If I block with Sai, it's probably dead to Bolt. but I'm going to take the chance. Okay, so still currently alive. Utopia Sprawl. So many red mana. And no Bolt. So it's free for me to play the Bobble here. Sorry, I'm just like trying to figure this out. Land. Alright, so that's a win next turn. I'm just going to do this now because I'm lazy. Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. Oh, it's actually correct to do it now because now I can fetch and use the Saga. Nice. Accidental correct plays. Pillage! How dare you? I mean, we might as well make a construct, right? So can we still win without the Bobble? Or without the Mox? I don't know. No. So I think what I'm supposed to do is sacrifice a Thopter on the end step, trying to mill into a Mox. Or block and sacrifice. I have 4 mana. So I guess it's free for me to block there. Block here, okay. And then before damage, I'm going to sacrifice this Thopter. Did not hit Mox. Oh! I forgot that the construct was going to... That was bad. Okay. So we're going to get a couple mills here. So I can play Bobble, which is going to create 2 triggers for the grinding station. So this is going to get an untapped trigger. I can now sacrifice this and mill. Okay. And we hit the Mox. So this should be pretty easy now. Yeah. Okay, so now I can bring back the Mox Amber. And this is going to do it. Get my finger in the key, the shortcut area. Okay. You can exile these. Trying to mill through our deck as fast as possible. Okay. So we just have to do this for like another 2 minutes until we win. So if you're bored of watching me click, just skip ahead. Because that's what the rest of this game is going to be, is just me executing, decking myself. I'm sorry. Target a player, sack this. Ooh, I didn't click Mox. That's probably fine anyway, though. Did I accidentally exile my Mox? I hope not. There's the Mox. Okay. Almost there. There's the Oracle. Nope, that's a Bobble. I don't want you. Okay, and they're finally going to concede. Alright, we've taken game number 1 over red-green. I'm willing to bet that Aethergust is probably a card we want here. I don't know if this is a side matchup or not. We did see Fury, which is kind of scary. There might be something wrong with me because, like, I want to board out Ragavan, and I feel like I'm not supposed to be boarding out Ragavan this much. It's probably a me issue. And maybe I don't board in the size. I don't know. We'll try this, I suppose. This hand seems very, very strong. I will keep this. Wow. Keep. Opponent mulliganing to 5. I wonder what's correct. Turn 1 Emry or turn 1 Ragavan? I don't know. I'm going to guess Ragavan, but I'm not sure. So if I hold the Mox for a turn, next turn I can play Emry into Grinding Station? Or not the Mox, the Bauble. So I'd rather just sit on it, I think. Now they're going to play a creature that stonewalls my Ragavan, and I'm going to feel like a fool. Also, now I'm wondering if I should have fetched for basic island on turn 1, and I think the answer is probably yes. Because if they Blood Moon me here, this game's going to be more difficult than it needed to be. So maybe that's a reason I should have played Emry. Clothis, sure. Get in there! Exile the forest, okay. I want my island. Bauble. Emry. Mox. Play drum. And grinding station. So we're an Underworld Breach away. Making sure they can't hit my Bauble here. Is it non-land or instant or sorcery? Target card. So yeah. Waiting for Bauble here just ensures that I get an extra draw out of it. A little bit nervous though. Yikes. Running 6 was their top card, so Running 6 is going to kill my Ragavan. Actually, that's not true because I can exile Running 6. So if they minus with Karn, well, they plussed. Karn is annoying. I do have Gab Blasts in my deck. Alright, so Rags is going to go at the opponent, and then Emry can go at Karn, and exile a run that we can't do anything with. We can't use you. Let's create a bunch of triggers we can't do anything with. And pass the turn. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting Karn out of this deck. So we're drawing 2/3 Galvanic Blast at the moment. Fury wrecking us here. Yeah, maybe I need to board to my 4th Gav Blast. Okay, game 3. I'm just going to pick this one up. So part of the way that this deck fights through Karn is by having URza Saga with giant creatures. That wasn't going to work there. And Fury helps beat that plan as well with Sai. I don't know if I like Aether Gust here. Let's try this. Sure. I don't really know like what we're looking to draw off this vision. It's like some sort of legendary creature. I'm trying to think like which is the best one. URza being like a bajillion mana is kind of an issue. Let's get a basic island in case of Moon. So the Vents gives us a guaranteed 4th mana. Maybe we keep that. Stomping Ground, sure. I mean, 4 mana URza, I don't know how good that actually is here. Forest once again, and then Utopia Sprawl. Yep, always Utopia Sprawl. I was going to say Arbor Elf, but we haven't actually seen any of those. And I think it makes sense because our opponent probably isn't playing them because they don't want to reveal them into Blood Braid. We're just going to pass here. Second Mox was not a very good draw. It doesn't help build a better construct. It doesn't help us accelerate right now. It's just sort of bad. What is this? Another Clothis, sure. And I'm just going to pass the turn. Next turn we can fetch and then play URza. Okay, what is this? Blood Braid. Was it a Utopia Sprawl? Is that what I'm reading here? It was. Okay. I think I'm probably going to blast the Elf. Just slow them down because the Colossus is draining us for 2 a turn. We just don't have a whole lot going on here. Oracle is a bad draw. That's like part of the issue with this deck in my opinion is like some of the cards are just really bad on their own. Sure we'll get a mountain. Is it worth it to play Oracle here? Honestly, it might not be too bad. Could describe 4. It's either Sai or Saga. My issue with taking Saga is like Pillage, Blood Moon, all that stuff. But with Sai, we don't have a whole lot of gas either. So I don't know how good that actually is. I'm going to regret this. So the plan next turn is just to activate URza. It's just play URza's Saga, then spin URza hoping for a hit. Alright, so they've drained us with Clawfist once again. And now they're up to roughly 1,000,000 mana, and this looks like a Hardcast Fury. It is. So they're probably going to kill our URza here. Yep. Yikes. Doing damage. Yeah. I think we're about to be 2-2. Interesting, they wanted a mana here. And there was the Blood Moon. Punishing me for every decision I make. Not cool. Oh, and Clawfist is alive now? Jeez. Sure. Toss you in there. We're about to be picking them up. Alright, 2-2. Yeah. Hey there. Fifth and final round with, what is this deck called again? URza's Breach. Thanks again, Arjun. We are on the play, and this seems like a pretty good hand to me. But we'll try this. Turn 1 Rags into Springleaf Drum. Yeah. This card is just so pushed. Alright, turn 1 Monkey. What is the opponent on? That is pretty good against what my hand does. Little do they know, we have a backup monkey. Jeskai Ascendancy, that's wild. Love it. What's Visions? Do I want Sai? I think the answer might be yes. Alright. So they were playing as Stevens. They actually took 2 life to kill our Ragavan. And then next turn, we can just, you know, play another Springleaf Drum and then make a construct. Ragavan. Sure. Okay. Let's fetch. Cast Ragavan. I guess we don't need to make a construct right now. We can do it on their end step. Is this Ascendancy? It is. Alright, let's add blue. We're going to have to sacrifice this. I mean, we could just be dead to Ascendancy next turn. That is a possibility. What is that creature called with... the one that unearths and twiddles things. I can picture the card. It's got a zombie and it's blue. What is your name? Alright, time to Google. Creatures with unearth. Fate Stitcher. Okay. So I can cast something that costs 2. I think I'm supposed to attack. Womp womp. And we're just going to pass the turn. Could have played Sai there. I think I want to hold up Galvanic Blast instead. That was an intentional decision. In case they try to kill us here, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I have a stack, by the way, of Jeskai Ascendancies. A stack. Like, I have like 40 of them that I spec'd on. I've had them for years. I got them for like 35 cents each when they rotated out of Standard. I'd love it if Ascendancy was ever a broken deck. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah. You do what you gotta do. Okay. Emry. Okay. Die. And they're just going to concede. So we've taken game number 1 from Jeskai Ascendancy. We definitely want this Gav Blast. We want Disputes. This could put Ascendancy on top of their deck. Tormod's Crypt seems fine here. I don't think we want explosives. Spellbomb doesn't seem great to me. That's a card we can side out. I don't think we need Psy. It's just like not really what the matchup's about. Honestly, I think I'm just going to board out 4 copies of Serum Visions. And like a grinding station. Let's go. I suppose I can chill for a second while we wait. If you'd like to support this content, I highly recommend picking up a mini token pack from the epicstorm.com/shop. For $12, you get 54 combo tokens. You can read about them all there. You get 54 of them, and then 54 goblin tokens on the back, and they're mini. They are half the size of a standard Magic the Gathering card. Once again, you can get those at the epicstorm.com/shop. Okay. Double URza. I don't think this hand's good enough. This hand is, though. This hand is great. I think we put Grinding Station on the bottom. And now we just hope to rip a red source off the top for this turn on Ragavan. Well, that wasn't cool. Ooh, I can Ragavan and then Needle on EE. This is quite the start. What a good hand. Turn 2 URza Saga? Hell yeah. Drum looking pretty good there. That's an Emry. Alpine Moon. That's not a cool card. I'm going to attack. I don't think they're going to block. I think Emry's too important to their combo. Really? Okay. Yeah. And we'll pass. Not a whole lot going on for us. If our opponent has an Ascendancy, they can run away with this game. But I don't know what else we're supposed to do here. Emry's so important to their combo where I think I was okay with trading it with the Ragavan. Really? Okay. They could have blown us out if they hit Needle there. Love the Dispute draw. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this now that we have Mystical Dispute. Okay, you've drawn a card with Bobble. What's going on? Slam Ascendancy, please. Ooh, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. But I do love the idea of playing Underworld and Ascendancy in the same deck. That is super sweet. Like, Underworld Breach and Ascendancy, like, that's just awesome. Like, I love that. Okay. Gav Blast, sure. And we're just going to pass here. I will remember this time to make a construct on their end step, I promise. Another Bobble. Sure. They know that we have the Gav Blast, by the way. Remember, they saw it with Bobble, so they know to play around it. Alright, they're going to cycle with Chrome Star. Like, our opponent's deck is pretty sweet. Like, that's something I'd probably play. I don't know how good it is, but it's sweet. What are we looking at here? Tough. Yeah. So they can bounce our Needle and then unlock their E if they want. That was actually not great for them because I can just replay the Needle. Yeah, that was just like not a good move by the opponent. Okay. So then URza sacks. And we hit the untapped land too. Everything's coming up well here. Tormod's Crypt seems like a pretty good one. And we'll name Engineered Explosives. Okay, so I can get in here for 6 now. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. Like, the explosives probably doesn't even matter. Because, like, what are they trading with? A Springleaf Drum? If if that was bait, you got me. Like, if that's your master plan is to go off with now Jeskai Ascendancy into whatever, tip of the cap. And instead, we're going to 3-2 this league. And in between rounds, I was building up my trade back to. By the way, thank you to Jarvis U. Jarvis U sponsored this league. While Arjun did the donation deck, Jarvis provided over $800 worth of Magic Online cards. So shout outs to Jarvis. But let's go back to the deck list and take a look. URza's Breach. So this was it. I don't know if I think the main deck was probably fine. I actually thought the Springleaf Drum turned up a decent number of times. I liked the Sai. That was one card that in my 2 leagues that I played really impressed me. I do think this deck wants the Fourth Blast in the main deck. In all 10 rounds I played, Fourth Blast has just been a card I've always wanted. So I do think that should be in the main. And like part of me wonders if you actually need Oracle, by the way, because in theory, you could kill your opponent with Galvanic Blast over and over. So like, is Oracle even worth it? I don't know. It's just a thought. But I have noticed that I can usually win with Galvanic Blast if I needed to. But I guess Oracle beats Infinite Life, so you could always play Oracle as a sideboard card. The Ceremonious Rejection is a card I never used in all 10 rounds of playing the deck. I didn't love the Aether Gust, but I don't really know what it's for either. I liked the sideboard size. Disputes were great. I think this part of the sideboard down I enjoyed, although I do think the Blast should be main. Once again, thanks to Arjun. This deck is super sweet. A lot of fun to play. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. And thank you for being a part of the Combo Cabal. Have a great day. Hey, Brian Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.